Right now, final preparations are underway for the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
The Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix is back, and so is all of the traffic closures as well.
The economic impact for Las Vegas has been around $1 billion.
Formula One is being sold as the miracle that will save Las Vegas. But on the ground, it's turning the city into a gated playground where only the rich get to play. By welcoming people who don't mind dropping $1,000 a night on a basic room, $80 a day just to park, $25 every time they touch an ATM, and $70 plus in random fees, the Strip forces the entire city to bend over backwards for a single weekend of chaos. But can 72 hours of sky-high prices and squeezed-out residents save Sin City from its own financial suicide? Grand Prix prices. For decades, Vegas was always known for being affordable. Cheap rooms, big buffets, and slot machines you could play with just a few dollars. However, the Formula One weekend has become the latest push that's pricing regular people out of the city. Middle-class travelers, the ones who used to fill hotels all year, are getting squeezed harder than ever. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, the average 3-night rate at MGM Resort's 9 properties for November 20th to 23rd, the race weekend, is $1,624. And that's for the cheapest room available. That price is already up 24% from last year's average of $1,315. Yet it gets even more extreme with the premium hotels, because what they are charging is just insane. Bellagio is starting at $2,846 for 3 nights. Aria is at $2,724, and Vdara is at $2,391. Even the so-called budget places aren't cheap anymore. Luxor hit $582, and Excalibur $525 for the same period. Caesars properties are slightly better, but still expensive. Their average is $785 for 3 nights across 8 hotels, which is down 16% from last year's $987. But top spots like Caesars Palace sit at $1,300 to $24, and Cromwell is still at $1,000. To put it in perspective, the normal nightly rate in Vegas this time of year is usually around $140 to $160, based on data from the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. So guests are paying anywhere from 5 to 20 times the usual price, just for a basic room. Sure, F1 tickets are cheaper this year. Practice day on the 20th starts at $50, down 67% from 2024, and 3-day passes start at $400, a 33% drop. But that barely matters when flights to Harry Reid International Airport are up 15% year over year for that weekend, and Uber or cab rides jump to around $50 just to leave the airport. Add meals, drinks, and basic spending, and even a budget trip for 2 easily hits $3,000. That's no longer the Vegas people grew up with. That's a financial wall blocking everyday visitors. And this is happening while tourism is already struggling. The LVCVA reports visitor numbers down 7.2% through September 2025, with August air passengers down 5.8%. Formula One isn't fixing the problem. It's simply making it harder for locals, and too expensive for casual tourists who kept Vegas alive for decades. Now, with most middle-class folks filtered out by the crazy prices, who does show up? It's the ultra-wealthy, for one wild weekend. Then they're gone. Only for the ultra-rich. Formula One brings in a very specific crowd: the elite travelers, the private jet flyers, the people who don't blink at luxury prices. The 2024 race pulled in around 317,000 attendees, with 42% coming from out of state, and together they spent big, generating $934 million in total economic output. For 2025, the LVCVA even signed a $51.5 million agreement to secure the event, hoping the next race might push the impact past $1 billion based on their August projections. On paper, that sounds incredible, but economists are calling it misleading. A March 2025 analysis from LV Sports Biz points out something important. Those are gross spending numbers, not actual profit. After subtracting subsidies, diverted tourist dollars, and the massive cleanup costs, the real financial gain for the local economy may be closer to $200 to $300 million. Still good, but nowhere near the billion-dollar fantasy, especially considering the cost and disruption the city takes on, and the benefit doesn't last. Hotel occupancy hit 87% during the 2024 race, up from 80% in 2023, but that spike lasted only 3 nights. Outside of the race, Vegas is struggling. In April 2025, visits dropped 5.1% year over year, and overall tourism is down 4.8% through Q3. These high-spending visitors fly in, enjoy the race, and leave. They aren't booking midweek rooms or filling up shows like traditional tourists and convention groups do. Meanwhile, the city is chasing this short burst of money, while every day, dependable revenue keeps falling. And if you think the disruption doesn't get more brutal than that, get ready. Because the Strip doesn't just get crowded, it gets shut down. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel to get updates on every Las Vegas video we release. The Gated Sin City. For the 3rd year in a row, huge sections of Las Vegas Boulevard are closed starting November 18th, turning the area into a maze of concrete walls, checkpoints, and dead zones. In front of the Bellagio, 2 full traffic lanes are closed around the clock for the Bellagio Fountain Club, and even the sidewalk is blocked off, and tourists can't see the fountains properly. You can see an obscured version of the fountain show from across the street through the glass and seats of the temporary F1 building. It's just a lot of cover-up, and that's just kind of sad. ISON Young data from the 2024 event shows foot traffic to nearby retail shops dropped 23.4% during the closures, hitting small businesses the hardest. With every fall, local owners brace for impact. A September 17th. News 3 LV report said 2024 was substantially less chaotic than 2023, but the issues still ran deep. Deliveries stop. Employees can't get to work. Tourists who aren't interested in F1 leave because they don't want to walk miles around barricades. Some people welcome the change, but others, including the businesses now suing F1 and Clark County for lost revenue, say it's yet another blow. They're especially worried that earlier race start times will cause earlier road closures, making commutes even harder and cutting income further. They didn't talk to any of our business owners about it. I know that for sure, said Lisa Mayo, speaking for businesses like Batista's Hole in the Wall and Jay's Market. Mayor Disresso even took the podium at a Clark County Commission meeting, explaining that some owners lost more money during the 2024 race than during the first event in 2023. Yet it gets even worse, because even getting a ride is either impossible or too expensive for you. The ripple effect. It's not just the roads getting shut down. The whole setup, the grandstands in front of the Venetian, the pit lane covering the Bellagio fountains, forces detours that make everything even worse. Taxi drivers avoid the area completely. Rideshare prices jump, and even the monorail starts skipping stops. As a result, common folk like you and I are getting fed up. One frustrated tourist said that he wouldn't visit Las Vegas during the F1 because of all the endless chaos it brings. As he put it, as a race fan and Vegas tourist twice a year from Canada, we avoid F1 time like the plague. It's been nothing but a horrible experience for tourists that aren't going to the race. I'm not sure why Vegas needs this. It's not like they aren't starving for tourism. Another person complained about paying $1,800 for a travel package that only covered flights and a room, calling the whole thing a scam. And honestly, the average tourist just isn't coming anymore. LVCVA visitor surveys show 28% of out-of-towners in October avoided the city because they were scared of traffic from events, way up from 19% in 2024. Even local news is showing the racetrack in real time. Meanwhile, the city keeps doing everything it can to accommodate Formula One. Las Vegas hands out $12 million every year in direct subsidies, plus extra millions in waived fees and police overtime. All of that is taxpayer money supporting a foreign racing league while locals deal with the mess. Construction started weeks ago. Barriers have been up since October 13th, and it costs around $100 million every year just to build the track and tear it all back down. The LVCVA says the city gets $1 billion a year in impact from visitors spending on hotels, food, and gaming, but experts say that number is exaggerated. Strip resorts have already reported their average daily room rates down 21% in 2025, calling it a soft summer, according to an August report from the Nevada Independent. Some experts think F1's damage might stay limited, but inbound tourism fell another 3% in October. Projections now suggest that more F1 disruptions could make the decline worse. So, why sacrifice the steady, reliable flow of 40 million yearly visitors for this, while other events like EDC or NFL games bring crowds without shutting down the entire city? Well, F1 in Las Vegas isn't lifting the city up. It prices out regular people, creates weeks of gridlock, drains local resources, and pushes small businesses to the brink. Still, but why? It's not accidental, because get ready for these next insane facts, and you will know exactly why all this is happening. The bigger picture. Vegas is no longer for the regular tourists who save all year just to spend a weekend on the Strip. Those kinds of visitors have been priced out. The city now caters to celebrities and the ultra-wealthy gamblers who can lose more in one night than most people earn in a year. People like Floyd Mayweather, who has made a name for himself with his gambling streaks, or other billionaires who don't mind risking millions just for a Vegas experience, are what these casinos are looking for. For them, the city will go all out to appease them, whether with private jets waiting on standby, Bentleys with chauffeurs, or suites so exclusive they aren't even listed for the common folk. However, the real twist is that these high rollers aren't what truly keep Vegas alive. The city's heartbeat has always been the cheap gamblers, the ones crowding the tables, buying the drinks, and keeping the energy alive. And by chasing only the rich, Vegas is slowly cutting out its own heart just to impress a few millionaires. While they might make a few millions on the F1 weekend, they lose the loyalty of the middle class, who have filled their hotels and casinos all the other days of the year. Click here to check out another video and make sure to subscribe to my channel. So, what do you think about F1? Does it do more harm than good for Las Vegas? Leave your thoughts in the comment section.